Hi guys, welcome to Science in 5. We're a dedicated maths and science learning channel. We got lots of exciting videos for you guys. You might want to hit the subscribe button and share with your friends. In this video, let's talk about what are algebraic expressions. Suppose that we have a farmer, and this farmer has three types of animals. He's got cattle, he's got goats, and their chickens. Okay, so using algebra, let's represent the number of cattle as X, number of goats Y, number of chickens Z. Now let's say at the start that's what the farmer has. Then after a period of time, say 3 years, the farmer now has 3x. There's been an increase in the number of cattle, and the goats have become y squared, and the chickens have become 2z. Okay, what is the total number of animals that the farmer has after 3 years now? Well, we're going to have to add all these these terms that we've got. So we're going to have 3x plus y squared plus 2z. What we've actually made here is called an algebraic expression. Okay, we have different terms that are linked. Okay, in this case they are linked by addition, but sometimes they can be linked by subtraction as well. Okay, so now let's say now at the start, the numbers that he had were actually he had 100 cattle, he had 10 goats, and he had 200 chickens. So what is the total number of animals that he has after 3 years? We now need to substitute the values that we had into the expression. Okay, so it's going to be 3 times 100 plus y squared. Y is now 10, which is 10 squared, plus 2 times z, which is 200. Okay, the 3 times 100 becomes 300, 10 squared becomes 100, 2 times 200 becomes 400. Adding this gives you a total of 800 animals. Okay, so at some point we can be asked to evaluate an expression, find the value of the expression. So to find the value of the expression, you now need to substitute the values into the variables. Okay, you need to substitute the values into the variables. All right, so now let's talk a little bit more about algebraic expressions. Okay, so there are different types of algebraic expressions that we want to talk about. The first type is when you've got one term only. What would you call that algebraic expression where you've got only one term only? For example, if I had x only, we'd call that a monomial. Mono means one, so it's one term, so it's called a monomial. If I have two different terms, for example, x squared minus 7, we're going to call that a binomial. Okay, if I have three different terms now, we're going to call that a trinomial. Now the binomial and the trinomial, they can also be referred to as a polynomial. Poly just means many. Okay, So a monomial means one term, binomial means two terms, a trinomial has got three terms in it. So that is the basic idea of algebraic expressions. We are just taking terms and we're linking them up, sort of like a chain. We're making a chain by linking up different terms which cannot be simplified any further. We end up with an algebraic expression. Evaluating an algebraic expression simply means find the value, replace the variable with the known value, and then do a simple calculation to get the actual value of that whole expression. Okay guys, it's time for some practice now. Don't disappear yet. Stick around for some practice. Practice makes perfect. So we are given a question. Given the expression negative 3x squared minus 4x plus 5, write down the following: the constant term, the coefficient of x squared. 1.2, calculate the value of the expression if x equals 1.2.1, 0, 1.2.2, negative 2, 1.2.3, 3. At this point in time, you might want to pause the video, give yourself a chance, practice, and then when you're done with the question, you can press play again. So at this point, you need to press pause the video, and then you press play again. Okay guys, so 1.1.1, the constant term. When we spoke about terms, we said there are some terms that have got the same value, they don't change. So if you look at this expression, the constant term will be the one that doesn't have a variable at all. Okay, so in this case it's a positive 5. So the constant term is 5. Let's look at the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient is the number that is multiplying the variable. Okay, so you guys gotta be careful about coefficients, because sometimes we tend to leave the signs. We want to rush and say the coefficient is 3, but actually it's not 3. There's a negative sign in front there, so it's actually negative 3. So the coefficient of x squared is negative 3. 1.2.1, calculate the value of the expression if x equals 0. Okay, so let's do 1.2.1 here. So we want the value, and this value is being obtained from that expression. But in this case now, the x value is not, it's 0. So where there is x, we're going to replace it with 0. So this becomes minus 3 times 0 squared minus 4 times 0 plus 5. Guys, we've spoken about the order of operations, BEDMAS. Start with the brackets, the exponents, and then you go on like that. So here we can see that there's a 0 squared. Okay, what's 0 squared? It becomes 0. So this is minus 3 times 0. What's minus 4 times 0? Becomes 0 plus 5. Minus 3 times 0 is another 0. So end up with 0 minus 0 plus 5 to give you an answer of 5. Okay, that's 1.2.1. 1.2.2, we're going to repeat the same technique, but we're going to change now the x value. Okay, we're going to repeat the same technique, but we're going to change the x value. So this becomes minus 3 times x is minus 2 now. minus 2 squared minus 4 times minus 2, and then we're adding 5. Again, we need to simplify the bracket, and we simplify as we go along. So this becomes minus 3 times, what's a negative 2 squared? A negative 2 times a negative 2 becomes a positive 4, right? And negative 4 times a negative 2, a positive 8 plus 5. Again, at this stage, guys, I would encourage you to avoid using the calculator. It's good maths practice. Do it mentally. Minus 3 times 4 is negative 12 plus 8 plus 5. Now let's add the sums from left to right. A negative 12 plus 8, we're going to the right hand side, so this becomes negative 4 plus 5 gives you an answer of 1. Not so difficult. Okay, so to evaluate the expression, or to find the value of the expression when x equals negative 2, just replace the x with a negative 2 and then simplify. The same trick we're going to do again for the last sum, 1.2.3. Okay, same trick. Now the x value is changed to what? To 3. So the expression becomes minus 3 times 3 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 5. What's 3 squared? 3 squared is 9. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12 plus 5. Negative 3 times 9 will give you a negative 27 minus 12 plus 5. Negative 27 and another negative 12 becomes a negative 39 plus 5. We're gonna go to the right 5 steps. We end up at negative 34. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've understood the basics of what an algebraic expression is, and you can perform the skill of finding the value of the expression when you're told what the actual values of the variables are. In the next video, we'll continue talking about algebraic expressions. We want to look at how to add and subtract algebraic expressions. I'll see you guys around next time.